Yeah, we're rolling. As I went in to get a fantastic muffin, so we're rolling to the coast again. We got another load of lumber. Patience is a virtue, I guess they say. Oh! But as I rolled into my usual haunting stopping spot here, I walked past the trailer and I heard some air leaking. You know, it's funny. Can't hear the wife talking to me, but I can hear the air leaking on the trailer. We're just gonna put on the blue suit and go see what it's all about. Okay, first things first. Always come back and check your suspension valve. Can you hear it? It's a little tough with all this traffic. Can you hear it? Help me out here. I don't think it's that. Let's keep looking. Hear that? Yeah. Just leaking airbags a bit. Maybe the angle I'm on, they're just, once I level out, they'll level out nice and they'll sit and seal properly. That's all I'm thinking. Once I get parked, I'll check them again if it's dry out. A lot of times them airbags, they leak all the time. Not all the time, but you only hear it when they're a little wet. Nothing to be alarmed about. Busy on a Saturday out here. Wow. Just taking our time on the way. Yep. Stopped to get the customary muffin. Look at the size of this thing. Didn't go home this weekend. Like I said, it's been a little slow for the freight. Could be just the fact that it's November. Could be the fact that we got a holiday coming up here in Canada, Remembrance Day. Some people work it, some people don't. All sorts of factors. But where I loaded this lumber, I was about, well, I don't know, taking it home before. And it works out okay. It only cost me probably about $300 in fuel to take it home and then head out on a Sunday sort of thing. But I haven't been rolling very steady or very much, so just beeline it for the beach and just get in a good position to be there first thing Monday morning, know what I mean? Pulling into the brake check on the world famous Coquihalla Highway, otherwise known as the highway through hell. Yeah, hell has snow. That's why they call it hell. Everybody thinks it's hot. No, it's snow and blowing cold. But take a look at this sign coming up here. And let's see if everybody's doing what they're supposed to do here. Well, take a look. Yep. Here's another one. Exact same thing. Now, as you can see, there's one fellow off to the right that's not doing what he's supposed to do. This is a straight through zone here, and the one that he was parked in, and then this tow truck guy, this vetter guy on the right, these are the brake check lanes. This big rock truck, that's the brake check lanes. Let's see that guy there on the right, and the other guy on the far right, those are the through lanes. But for some reason, nobody can read that sign and obey English. Weird, hey? They all park on those outside lanes, which are the through lanes. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You're such a whiner. Hey, nobody listens to it at home, so I gotta whine to you. Know what I mean? And it's not whining when I'm talking about following direction. That's why we got signs everywhere. It's the unfortunate thing that we got signs everywhere, but if you don't obey the signs and obey the rules of the road, then you have utter chaos, like what happens in India and Pakistan trying to drive around them places. That's what you get. People just go where they want. Rules of the road, know what I mean? Still have the fan on. It's just a habit. Turn the fan on when the jake's on, just gives you a little more braking speed. I think, anyway. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It's something I've always done since back in the day with the little 3406 cats that used to come out here in. Everybody gets to this point and they think they're done, so they crank up the cruise and away they go. They don't worry about it anymore. But no. Start slowing down, because this little hill here we call Shylock just kind of, it'll sneak up on you. There's more trucks burnt up on this Shylock Road than any other road because they come down that one, they come down the Snowshed Hill there, and they're using their brakes already, trying to stay going fast, and then they come into this part and they're like, oh, we're done. Their brakes are already hot. But you'll see when we get around this corner, you come up to this Shylock, and she drops off right again here. So, and it doesn't warn you. There's one little sign here. 6% gear down for 3K. Well, by this point, guys, brakes are already hot for all the fellas that use them all the time. And yeah, they just burn up going down this one. Beautiful day, beautiful country. Actually, we'll take a look here. Sorry if the sun's in your eyes, but I think there's still some shrapnel here from where a truck caught fire up here. Let's just take a look. It's been there for almost 2 months. Kind of in the exact same spot I'm talking about. Yeah, here it comes up on the right. Look for the pylons. Truck caught fire right here. Gotta use your exhaust brake and use your gears. Your brakes are last resort. Nice parking spot here. Beautiful trees. Beautiful scenery. Beautiful weather. Load moved pretty good. We're doing pretty good. I found some tie downs. Of course, you go to a heavy truck parts place and they don't have any. Where did I put them? Oh, I put them over here. Go to a heavy trucks parts place and of course they got no battery tie downs, so I found some at Napa. They're a little smaller and they're a hook down here at the bottom, so we're going to see if they're going to work. If you saw yesterday's video or my last video, I broke all these off of my battery hold downs, so I'm gonna see if these will work. If they do, great. If not, I'll have to find a Freightliner dealer, I guess, and see if they carry any of these, or maybe a wrecker. But I don't want them bouncing around in there all that long. Bungee cords are okay for a little bit, but not all the time. So that's the plan for today. Already been for a walk. Gonna do a little bit of a workout later. So this is how we take this off. You just spin that and then this whole step comes off. Ta-da! Just like that. Then you just pull this down and then this slides out. Hey, and then there's some batteries there. That's kind of cool. So yeah, use bungees to hold down the batteries. They seem to be doing okay, but we should put some hooks in there to hold the batteries down, because they start moving around and they get wrecked and all that stuff. So let's get after it. Okay, got one on. I just gotta tighten them all up. I got the back side done. Then we'll just have to zip tie all this to the hold down. They're smaller, definitely smaller, but they'll definitely do the job. She's a tight fit, but she works. Another one to go. Let's take a look at this unit. Got the tunes just a blaring. Attaboy. Oh, we got the blue suit on here. Coveralls. Ooh. Thought we'd just come see if we're still leaking air out of here. And as you can hear, no air. So just the way the bags were sitting and a little bit of water up in there caused a little bit of an air leak underneath here. So all good. Just finishing up some maintenance here, placing the cabin filter. Filthy dirty. Check and see how our leak's doing. Hasn't leaked again. As you can see, there's nothing in here, so might have just needed a little bit of a torque. Topped up the fluid. Everything's looking good for the start of the week, and let's get a good week of running in, hey? Yeah, baby. Flying today. Just don't hit the side of the truck, please. Do not bump trailer. Oh! Oh boy, oh boy. Oh no! Tilt! Tilt! Whoa! Jeez! Take it easy, man. Oh boy. Yeah. Too rammy. Well, we made it here. We're up in Squamish to get reloaded. Quite a bit of steel up here. We'll be loading some beam, I believe. It's a little overcast here today. Rain. Weird. Rain on the coast, hey? I wonder what you brought in here today, big fella. If you look over here, I couldn't believe it, but there is piles and piles and miles. See all that stuff? Look at it. That's train track. Crazy, eh? Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds of train track. Ready to go somewhere. Look at the water coming down on the mountain today. Lots of rain going on. Crazy. Well, we're loaded. But you see this little lip here? Yeah, we got the corner on this one, but it's still sharp edge is going to be catching your strap. So that's where this little chunks of strap come in. Right there like that. There we go. Just like that. Check that strap all the time. Well, at least around here they let you, they don't give you too much crap for walking on the load. Most places you gotta pull out of their yard before you kill yourself. Don't do it on their dime or in their yard. So we got some 60s on top of 40s. I'll show you in a second. We're starting to unload that tanker there. Sky opened up. Beautiful day. Looking good off there in the distance, hey? Nothing better than a coastline, you know? Makes you feel good, sort of thing. Just checking the load. We're about half an hour from our loading destination, or where we picked up. Just going through and checking, making sure. Making sure all our stuff is still on here that we put on. Got a little downward force with that. Help hold those in. Make sure all our stuff that we did is still here. It appears to be. So that's good. Looking good. Lots of water flowing there by the sounds of it. Hey, nice picture. Oh, gentle, gentle, gentle. Ah. Remember, grunting. I brought some 2x4s just in case you needed them up there, but don't need them. Just make sure nobody comes flying around the corner here. It's not too many places that you can pull over and park. I've found coming out of Squamish, you keep thinking about stuff. So here's what it looks like from back. I got the light and the flags. Looking good. Looking good. Alright. Everybody get your poppy. Remember the vets, right? I'm not talking about the dog doctors or the weasel gynecologists. I'm talking about the veterans that kept the peace or were in wars. Everybody have a good couple days. We're gonna hit the road. Got lots of time to get there. I'm falling off here. Actually, this kind of helps my face a little bit if I go on a tilt. Then it straightens out my nose, I think. Take care. Bye for now. Might just stay here for a couple days. No, not allowed. Not allowed. I'm gonna borrow some soap. Forgot my soap in the last shower. Hey, do the best you can with what you got.